Right, hi Stephanie, how you going?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Great, I'm good. How was your day so far? It's 3 p.m. So
No. Well, yeah, my day has been good. I've been organizing a video shoot. Don't ask.
all right, we'll get into that. Don't worry.
So
Right,
I've been comparing quotes for
mm,
clients because I found that the first quote that we got, really when you're sending out when you're doing a project, I like to have multiple quotes. I probably like the government where the government needs to have, like three quotations in and compare it. I like that business model and I apply it. So I find the original quote and I wasn't too keen on it. So I reached out to, some production partners, well, a friend of mine who I've done business with in the past. I wasn't sure if he was available because he's a hot stepper. So,
so
so,
Stephanie, I mean, before we get into it, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who is Stephanie and let us know a bit about you.
well, I was listening to your introduction. Yeah, I'm a mentor. My name is Stephanie Khan. I am a mentor that I'm very proud to be. I am a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a partner. I'm a good friend. I am the chief connector, Can Connect You, and Can Connect You is a business development agency. We've actually, evolved to being that. And it's because, the motto that we have is, I believe that good business comes from having good connections. So we connect our clients to everything like our video shoots. We connect the clients to whatever is needed within our network and beyond. And, I'm fortunate enough that the network is regional. So, I can actually do things not just here, but beyond our shores as well. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
The funny thing, I know when you were looking at, okay, are you a CEO, are you a founder, whatever, are you a business owner, and you put your label as chief connector, right? So can I explain what does a chief connector do?
Well, I believe in not going into the conventional labels of CEO, of business owner and all that, because I do so much more than just be that. It gives you the impression when you use those sort of lofty titles or traditional titles that all you do is sit back and kind of let the business come to you. But at the end of the day, it's really that I connect everyone. So even the staff that we have, we outsource a lot of work. So to Kazi Company, for example, and they do all of our administration. So I can connect you to the best thing. And I mean, that's how the name came up. I think I shared earlier this week, one of my first clients was a very good friend of mine, Ruben Gonzalez, who is a fashion designer. And he actually came up with the name Can Connect You. Because he's like, Stephanie, you literally connect everybody. I need X, I come to you, you solve the problem. And he's like, you can connect everyone. So it was a play on my last name, obviously, but it works.
The last name came after.
Yeah, it works. And
Right.
it really came from my grandfather. His last name was Thompson, but he loved my last name. So he used to tease my sister and I when we were younger and say, you can do anything. And he was president of the Lions Club in his area. So we kind of were raised with that sense of responsibility with community, etc. And, him instilling in us that even though we were girls, we're women, that we can do anything.
Yeah, and I think, even from, at least everybody from small, your name sometimes is your first motivator, right? So whether it be, Can in your instance, and you're learning about the history about your name, but even a play on the words on your name itself in terms of what you intend to do, and it kind of connects you in terms of life, what you go on to do as well. So you became a Can connector.
Yes. And when my mother is angry, because, my mother is Mrs. Can, and she loves being Mrs. Can. She says the wrath of Can, from Star Trek. She's also a Trekkie. She actually quotes that. So yeah, we I think it's part of our passion as well. When I could coin that, it makes me more believable. You actually buy into my brand story right away because it makes actual sense. So yeah.
And I'm also a Trekkie, so tell mom that the new episode of season of Picard started today, so she can do on that as well. So tell me about your journey in terms of becoming an entrepreneur. When you were small, was this your career of choice?
Well, I am the eldest granddaughter. I'm the eldest grandchild on one side. So I was the bossy one. I've always been the bossy one. I am the take charge one, So I think my journey has been so checkered, I started off, my first job was when I was 18, and I was working for BWE in customer service, believe it or not. And I remember moving on from there when, the transition, and I was wondering, and I had my own business at the time, because I always knew that I always wanted to do something with creative arts, etc. And in my first business, we were doing costumes with Tribe, with Island People, so with Derek Lewis and everybody. And we would create all of these magnificent structures. And I was in every fete. I got to meet Buju Banton. I literally was in everything. And it really set me apart because I would work my 8 to 4. So that's why I always, yes, Jonathan, we can do it. I used to work my 8 to 4, but in this case, it was shift. So that's why I always encourage clients that you may have started off as an employee, but sometimes we kind of shift into that boss mindset. So, and it's very important to do that shift. So when I was younger, I realized that this wasn't all that I wanted to do. I wanted to earn more money. I saw the potential of managing and doing other things. And I took that leap. It literally is that jump. But I always knew that I was going to be a boss, literally, just from bossing people around.
Well, I hope your cousins and them listening so they can give you a call after.
Yes, you know which one.
So, we talked about that moment that you said, here's what, this is time for me to take the leap, right? I know what if you had to look back and probably give advice to an entrepreneur in terms of someone who's probably in a career, probably doing something as a hobby on the side, and they're trying to figure out what does that moment look like, right? Because it doesn't just show up in a letter and say, hey, time to leave, right?
Sometimes it does.
Right? But for you, what would be that benchmark in terms of, hey, it's time to take this solo and take this leap and take this jump, right? What would be your advice?
Okay, so mine is twofold. I did take that advice more than once, or I pushed myself to do that more than once. So with the first job with BWE, I was doing my job and actually doing costumes and stuff and events on the side. But of course, one was bringing in more money than the other. And, when BWE closed, I didn't transition to Caribbean Airlines. I decided to go full-time and go back to school. But that's why I always tell clients, you really need to set a goal. So if you're working at 8 to 4 and you have a side business, I don't like to call it a side business. I like to call it what you're passionate about. Usually you're more passionate about what you're doing on the side. Set a goal. So if it is, that you can't take your boss anymore and you know that this is the way that you want to go, you've applied design thinking strategies to what you want to do, and you experience and you know that, are you sticking or I sticking? But yeah, you thought about the user experience, etc. Make that leap, but set it as a goal. Set it as a 6 month to a year goal. And I usually recommend that clients do it after a year, that you transition to being on your own full time, because sometimes you need to save money. Sometimes you're part of a health plan with where you're working right now, and you need to get your teeth fixed. Do all that within that year. Get your new glasses. Do all of the things and make it a goal that you're going to leave after a year. So working on developing your business in the foundational sense, meaning that you're going through the ideation theories, you're fleshing it out, and you're also setting it up. Register the business during that year. Get your BIR number for your company registration as well, so that you can see about paying your mandatory payments as well, your statutory payments, your company tax, etc., and paying, if you're a limited liability, pay your NIS and your health surcharge, so that when you turn 60, at least you might be getting some kind of money from the government because you've been contributing to our NIS fund. So
Yeah,
that's something important.
I know the biggest question we have right now in terms of even for entrepreneurs being able to contribute to that NIS going forward as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
right? So that's something that we're hoping can be solved 2022.
Yeah, because as it is, only limited liabilities are allowed to contribute to the fund, and a lot of people are setting up their businesses as a sole trader or as a partnership, and they're not allowed to contribute to the fund. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's solved as well. You know, that they can open up. Although some people should be limited liabilities, huh?
Yeah. So and that's, I don't want to dive into that as yet, but I want to tap into your journey as a mentor, right? And if I had to probably ask you a specific question, what would be a change that you've seen in your mentees as being part of the experience?
I think the mentees that I have, because I'm in business already and I've failed at business as well, because I think that's what you asked before too. Like what was the leap? So that was the leap. I made sure that I knew that this is what I wanted. But I've had times, I know that sometimes we kind of transition back into the corporate world, and because we feel like we're not good enough, and I've done that. I've gone back into corporates and spent a few more years and gotten fired a couple of times because that boss mentality does not go away. You want to run everything. And then the last time I got fired was because my mother got sick. And, you know, she had to have emergency surgery the next day. And I had just started like a month or two into this new job. And they're like, you know, we can't, I had to be taking her to get blood work done, etc. and all that. And they fired me. And I said, you know what? This is the last time this happened to me. I'm going full time into the business that I want to do. So the mentees that I have, I actually share that journey with them, you know, the personal side, the balance that I try to achieve, and I help them along the way. And I also connect them to anything that's in my network that will be possible for them to succeed, will make it better for them to succeed. So I've seen them grow. I really, really have. You know, I've seen Walter grow with his business. He has his soon siblings agricultural business as well. I don't know who's that calling me, but yes. And, you know, and other things that he does too. So his book club, I've seen the mentees that I have under me grow. And it's been really great to see, and I hope that they stay on. What I try to encourage is that, you know, with YBTT, we have mentees for 2 months, but I try to encourage that they stay on longer than that, because I think that sometimes they need the support every now and then, a little check-in, a little word to the wise, you know, support in that way. So I try to do that too.
Yeah. And I think it's something important that you said there. Sometimes it's not really a leap. Sometimes it's a situational push, right? So the situation itself push you into that entrepreneurial journey. So we'll put that as a situational push or actual leap. And I know we've been doing some work around design thinking, right? And I think that is important for us to stress on. I mean, I want you to probably elaborate on design thinking as a process for entrepreneurs to move from what the customer wants or what the customer needs into an actual finished product. So if you can tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I mean, design thinking, I think, is something that we've been doing and not really calling it that. You know, it's something that I tend to ask people, you know, who, what, why, when. The 5 W's as part of design thinking. And it's something that you have to focus. It's very focused on the human aspect of your business. Who are you serving? Your product, your service, how is it adding value to their lives? And you're centering your business structure around how it's best serve them. How best can it serve them? And that's what we're doing right now. You know, we have workshops coming up. If anybody is in the audience or will watch this after who's in agriculture, you know, we're looking at the food chain and what's the value chain process as well, and how it is you're going to actually, you know, look at developing your products and services around what the needs of the customers are. You can't be tone deaf. You have to listen to what it is that they want. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't do that. They know that they're good at something, so they're going to go full on into that. But then when you ask them, okay, how do I pay you? How do you deliver to me? What is the process that you have involved in that? how am I getting the goods or service? They haven't thought that far ahead. So design thinking is something that it can be applied to every aspect of life. Even if you're not in agriculture, please join the workshop, because at least you'll learn what are the processes that you should really go through to make sure that your business is working.
Right. And added on to the workshop as well, we're going to do a little bit around digital transformation. So we're looking at, just to give a no shameless plug because it's YBPT's platform, right? Right. So we're gonna advertise it soon as well to the general public. But those who would have been in YBPT's mailing list would have gotten notice about it previously. So really and truly, we're going to look at places within the agricultural sector. If you're trading already, but what we want to focus on is how could we use digital design thinking around digital transformation. So how do you empathize with customers, understand your internal struggles as well, to kind of create those ideas around transforming your business digitally. And digital is not simply about doing hydroponics or aquaponics and that aspect about it. But we're looking at as small as how could you develop an app that can support what you're doing. And it's not just solely about marketing online. Is there in terms of your process that can be automated? Is there any sensors that you can be plugged into as well as be a sprinkling system? So you're looking at all of that as part
how
of
to automate. How to automate the system, how to make it best so that, you know, the sprinklers that come on at night, the light dimmers that do something for you in your greenhouse, etc. How to test your soil, you know, but we're really focused on you developing your business. But we tend to focus too much on marketing when it comes to thinking, as you're quite rightly saying, about digitization. It's too much focus there, but there are other aspects that can flesh out your business and make it even better.
All right, great. So folks, if you're interested in the workshop, feel free to send us a direct message and we'll give you a little call next week and add it on. All right, so Stephanie, my top 5. All right, I'm asking some questions here. Don't think too much. I want some true answers. I don't want this research interview question. So first question, I know you're a lover of books, right? Yeah. So what interesting book that you're reading right now?
That is the Breaking Bad Habits by James Clear. I know I have the title wrong because I'm feeling stressed that you're asking me this. Yeah, but that's a book by James Clear I'm reading right now. Trying to read right now in between doing everything else, but yeah.
Anything stood out so far about it?
So far, it's just that, you know, there's no real success story. You know, people who are successful is because they're consistent about what they do. You know, that you do it every day, develop a process, and that's what design thinking is about. You develop a process and you work at it until you're the last person that remains standing. You're the one who's there, who's consistent about what you're doing. So yeah, that's what stood out to me so far.
Great. So your strangest hidden talent.
Oh, Atomic Habits. It's Atomic Habits.
Oh,
right.
Atomic
Habits.
Right. And your strangest hidden talent.
My strangest hidden talent. I paint. I'm actually an artist. So, and only my friends get my art pieces.
All right. So I'll look for my portrait soon, you know.
Yes, no problem.
So I mean, the world has kind of opened back up a bit, and I know people are traveling now. So if you had to think about probably even pre-COVID as well, your vacation destination, no budget, unlimited budget, I should say.
London.
Why?
I love the history. I don't like the people. So they're not as friendly as we are, I know, but you know, I love being there, and I like, you know, being with my family. I like being with my family across there. So vacation is, for me, I always vacation with my family. Strange, but yeah.
All right, so I hope you're not the bossy one around the vacation with that, right?
I am. I mash up a whole vacation already. Get back to everybody and make everybody go home.
So, looking back at in the last year, what is one thing that you really couldn't live without?
My phone. My phone. and my family, obviously, but yeah, my phone. I can live without. I can do anything without my phone. I mean, okay. I want to say something though, Shadran. People always think that when you start a business, that oh my gosh, I have to get the latest this and the latest that. When I started my business 4 or 5 years ago, I knew all I needed was a good phone. Good phone to take pictures with for the marketing aspect of the business and to support all the apps that I needed on the phone to be on all the different networks and platforms and, one that I could be on the go and do documents and everything. And that's what I started off with, a good phone. And I had a oldish laptop, but yeah, and I just recently upgraded my laptop. But, that's all I wanted. So, you don't have to. So my point is start. No matter what you have. Just plan it out, but start with what you have in terms of starting your business.
I know in our training we talk about your personal stock taking. So look at what you have and look at how useful it can be in terms of your business. So last of the 5, you had the opportunity to anybody in the world to have a conversation with, hopefully somebody famous so that all of us know. All right, 20-minute conversation to pick their brain, but not for a personal reason, but for a business reason.
That's a tough one.
In
terms of business, I have always admired Muhammad Ali. His ability to stand fast to what he believes in and to still help others in his community and to be able to invest, and really take off with his boxing. He had one stream of income and he was able to turn it into multiple streams of income. So he's someone that I admire. He's actually on my screensaver for my laptop, screensaver for my phone, that last fight that he had when he knocked it out, he's like, I'm the greatest.
Right, so Mohammed, if you're listening, all right, Steffi's out there looking to chat with you. So that's great. I mean, we've talked about a bit about you, a bit about Can Connect, about your journey as a mentor, and design thinking as a whole.
Did we have questions though? I know I saw a question.
Yeah, I know one person asked in terms of, just getting started and what is your, how do you know that it's really time to become a successful entrepreneur?
That you really cut out to be one.
Yeah.
I think that you see that bounce back, that bounce back factor that we don't really talk about, but it's necessary. And I think you spoke about it with Lucky, like how do you start your day in a positive way and you set up your mindset. If you're someone who's focused on everything negative, entrepreneurship is not for you. This journey is hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that it's always, always have silver earrings and always looking cute. No. The days that you have to motivate yourself to get out of bed. You have to be self-motivated. You have to be passionate about what you want to do. And I believe in telling my clients, my friends, everyone that whatever service or product you're providing should add value to your community. You should be adding value to someone's life. You shouldn't just be in it for the money. So that's, to me, how you know that you're cut out to be a successful entrepreneur, that you have that bounce back. And I would add in that you have a good network of support. And I have a good network of support. I want to hail out. I want to do like on the radio now. I want to hail out my family, my mommy, my daddy, my sister, my partner, Ken, my sister, Jasmine. I am nothing without them. And my friends, my amazing friends, who some of them are on the live.
Hopefully you didn't forget anybody because you got a call after.
I got a call after, that's all right. And all my cousins.
Right. Even the ones that your boss around, we love them all. So we talked about it from there, and when we talk about that bounce back doesn't mean like the business is failing. Yeah? That bounce back is a part of the journey. So that is the same business. And then sometimes you might have to get the door slammed on you a couple of times, a couple of no's, a couple of quick hang-ups on the phones, right? So somebody, hi, this is so-and-so. They say, hello? And they're gone already, right? So all that is part of it. Somebody might message on LinkedIn and they don't respond to you, right? Yeah. So all those things are part of the journey. Then how do you bounce back and have that? I saw somebody said resilience in the chat. Somebody saying weather the storm, right? How do you bounce back from those aspects? And it's really intriguing that you're connecting that with your support network, right? So part of that bounce back isn't just solely you, right? Sometimes that bounce back is having someone to talk to, right? Like also your mentors and your coaches coming in as well, having somebody that's to talk to about the journey. I remember some entrepreneurs tell me, you know, I slept twice this week under my desk because I couldn't just leave home. By the time it take me to go home and come back, there's a lot of work to be done. So it's all those things that's part of the journey.
You know, Les Brown had something like that. Remember when he first started, he was sleeping in his office and he used to sleep under his desk. So, I mean, when you look at the great ones that we all admire now, Les Brown, you know, all of T.D. Jakes, you know, all the inspirational people, they had very, very humble beginnings, right? They had extremely humble beginnings at the end of the day, and they made it work. So yeah, when you're an entrepreneur, you need to understand that you know, that bounce back factor, as you said, the network is so important. We need to surround ourselves with people who speak about ideas, speak about going to different places, not about people and you know, we're doing WYD. Instant block from me. I'm very sorry. WYD, no.
Right, yeah. And it's all about your network is your net worth as well, right? So you're thinking about all those aspects. Do you have people around you that are really challenging you as a business person, right? Challenging ideas and creating something new from there. So I'm hoping Stephanie is still there. Stephanie, let's wait for her to come back on. I think we lost connection a bit.
The internet is strong.
Yeah.
The internet is strong.
Yes, it looked like that, but that's okay. We're back.
No, I just wanted to say, you know, a lot of people have a problem now. A lot of people ask me this question. So how do I network in a pandemonium? You know, this pandemonium has made it even hard for me. I'm an extrovert. And I feed off of the energy that I sound like a vampire, but yeah, I feed off the energy that I get from physical interactions with people, and I haven't been able to do that. So I've had to like look at the screen and kind of push my energy out to get it back. But what do you do? So there are a lot of apps that are coming up that allow you to kind of network as well. And one app that I tried was Bumble. There's a friends party. It's not just dating, you know, and there's a business site that's in the US. So we can explore as well as entrepreneurs. How do we expand, you know, our reach by just meeting new people and saying, hi, my name is, you know, tell me about yourself. And I'm not there for love. I have love in my life, you know, but we can find different ways to do that. Not just LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, I think it's inundated with people trying to network and do the thing. We can reach out and find different ways to connect with people as well. Join groups. I've been encouraging people to try and join YBTT as a mentor. Your Chamber of Commerce in your area, join that. You know, join different associations that are online for now, but you will eventually, once the pandemonium kind of eases up, transition to being physical.
Introverts like me don't have a problem yet. That's okay.
Yeah, we don't have that problem.
Your final word of advice for upcoming entrepreneurs, something to leave the crowd with?
I would say not everyone that you're going to start this journey with is going to finish with you. And you need to remember that change is the only constant in life, but you be the constant and continue with your business no matter what.
All right, folks, you heard it from Stephanie. And Stephanie, again, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
So join us next week again. Next week we'll be on at 5. Right, we'll be on at 5, right? So we just shifting the time a bit. You know, we have a couple of requirements and duties to fulfill before during the day. Right, but we'll be on at 5, so you can join us next week Friday for another Entrepreneur Corner. Stay tuned to YBTT's page and you'll find out who the guest is. Right, so folks, as always, it's been real. It's been nice. It's been real nice. Have a safe one. Take care.
Bye.